Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Good morning, vlogsters. Look at this crazy hair. We're having some crazy hair today. I need a trim, so I have the top up. But join me. Sorry. Wonder if that was in my Metamucil. Sometimes there's big pieces of fiber in there. You're like, ugh. Good morning. Crazy. Let's have that first sip together, please, because, oh, it's amazing. It's a little chilly in the Midwest here this morning for how it's been, really. Like 60, 64 degrees, which, you know, yesterday it was like 92 or whatever. But also that it's like gonna rain, so it's like that dank weather. Well, I feel like you're really close today for some reason. I'm wondering if that's a little better. Okay, that's a little better. Just trying to get like a good position. So there's a couple of things I want to talk about. First of all, what a weekend. Hope you had a good weekend. Did you guys have a good weekend? Good. I hope you got to see friends or family or go shopping or do some crafts, whatever you enjoy doing. I hope you got to do it. I had the weirdest like scheduling weekend. It was weird. My Saturday video I scheduled apparently for 8 p.m., not 8 a.m. And then my Sunday video I scheduled for, I didn't schedule at all, and I scheduled my Monday morning video for Sunday morning. And my Sunday morning video, I didn't schedule it. So I scheduled it for this morning, which is Monday morning. I'm telling you, we've talked a lot of times before about like, my brain is either creative or organized. When I'm in an organizing mood, I'm not so much in the creative mood. When I'm in the creative mood, I'm not so much in an organizing mood. And I will tell you, this whole redecorating, redesign situation has to encompass both. So it's really like occupying my brains from just the simplest tasks, you know, just the simplest tasks. So I was like, not even like realized it actually. I had a friend message me like, oh, you are a beast. You did all that moving. I saw you moving the furniture, and I didn't even think about it. But I was like, oh yeah, it was fun or whatever. And I was like, I didn't even think about it till hours later that I'm like, oh, nobody was supposed to see that yet. It's okay. There really isn't it's just about like trying to have a rhythm to the channel. Plus I wanted to do a Sunday coffee chat with you yesterday. Well, today's Monday when I'm filming this, so, but I wanted to have a coffee chat with you yesterday so that you guys can have like a Sunday morning. We can, you know, 8 o'clock in the morning, whether you come home from church or before you go to church, or if you don't go to church, or just to sit and have a talk. I just thought that would be fun, and I called it a Sunday sit down. No, like a sit and sip. A Sunday sit and sip. Which I thought was just a clever alliteration, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, just didn't quite work out that way. I got my Snoopy blanket on today. It's not cold enough for the Janie blanket just yet. It's just cool enough for the Snoopy blanket. But when give you an update, my shoulder's doing like tons better. It still is sore, but it doesn't even hurt as much as like when I get a bursitis flare up, you know. I don't know if any of you have bursitis. How I described the pain that I was in when it was like right when it first started, it was like, it's just like a 200-pound man was standing on my bursitis shoulder. That's what it felt like. Now it's just, you know, a little less than bursitis pain. I mean, you know, sometimes you move it the wrong way and whatever. The heat helps, you know. I have a hot pair in there and it helps. So keeping it covered off the, like, so the fan doesn't blow directly on it, that helps too. So that's where we're at with that. But this morning I woke up and my knee was like, eh. Now I will tell you the truth. There's a couple of reasons why I'm pretty sure. Yesterday, I was just doing my regular, it was Sunday. It was our day of rest, but you know, whatever we had to do, farting around the house. not big projects, you know, kind of thing. But we still had to like eat and cook and clean and stuff. I got up, I don't remember where. I don't know if I was folding laundry. I might have been just folding laundry. And I stood up after I folded laundry, went to the bathroom. And then I came in here and I stood up, and just one step that I took, it felt like the tendon, really, or I think it's a tendon in the back of your knee. It just felt like it really stretched almost to like snapping, like it hurt. And not bad, like it didn't hurt bad, but it was just like, ooh, you know? And that was a different, I've never had like a sensation like that. I mean, you know, the beginning of ball season or whatever, softball. The beginning of softball season could be like that. Sometimes the beginning of volleyball season, like when you feel all of your muscles and tendons when you're starting to work out for the first time in a year or in 6 or 8 months or whatever. And differently, you know, we had different exercises for softball than we did for volleyball. Anyhow, so I was like, felt really weird. And I, you know, I favored it. I rubbed it and put the medicine on it just to see. And, you know, it kind of like, it was the rest of the night. So I put the cream on and took my medicine and went to bed. And I was a little uncomfortable, trying to find a good, comfortable position. And I finally did, and I fell asleep. And I actually slept quite well for me. I fell asleep around 1, and I woke up at 6:10. And I was rested. But here's the thing. I hurt really bad because I rested and I didn't toss and turn. So here's the thing. Okay. I don't know if you're a tosser or a turner, but as I'm getting older, I'm tossing and turning more. And I think it's just my natural, like I'll fall asleep in one position and wake up in something totally different. And not every night, but most of the time. But my body doesn't hurt as much as when I just fall asleep and lay in one position the whole time, because my body just wants to keep moving and keeping the muscles going. So it's not that my bed is uncomfortable, or even though we're getting a new one, it's, you know, my bed could be more comfortable. But even like when Lisa's got the most comfortable bed, and even when I'm staying at Lisa's house, I still tend to like do tossing and turning so I don't just lay in one position. But last night I just fell asleep in one position. I woke up in that position. And I was like, oh, that hurts. Plus, I have to tell you the truth, it's raining here today. On and off. I heard the thunderstorms this morning. So that also affects my arthritis. I don't know about you guys. Most people, I think, the barometer really does affect your arthritis. I know there's a science behind it, but I don't remember exactly. But anyway, so I was just like, oh, so uncomfortable this morning. But I got up, I did all my morning grooming routines and got changed and dressed and cleaned up and came out here and took my meds and my blood sugar and all the things. And came out here and I'm sitting and I'm resting. I'm letting the morning meds kick in just a little bit. So did Jimmy's hair. Jimmy likes me to do his hair. I like to do Jimmy's hair, actually. To be honest with you, it really does make me feel like I can contribute in the smallest way possible. But we talked about some things, and I think I'm going to talk about it in the beginning of the video. But we talked about some things that we're going to do in the room. And I will mention to you that I've mentioned, that I want to mention on the vlog, on the video later, is that I came up with something like, we made plans, we laid out all the furniture, we cut out, we did designs, we did all these things. And it wasn't until like after the fact, we have 3 pieces of furniture moved in there, and we have this set up and this set up, and I was like, oh, this would be a great idea. Let's see if we can make this work. So we're going to try to do one thing today that will hopefully be a better solution to the temporary storage that we have, and the way like that Jimmy can do his setup and decorating and stuff. So I hope that's got my fingers crossed that it all works out. But if not, it was meant to be that way. I guess that's what you could say, right? There's other things we can do, but it just would be, this would be easier if we could do this one thing. So, I have, what do I have? I've got to meal prep. I've got to cook. I have an eggplant. I have spaghetti squash. I have zucchini. All these things that I want to cook. And I need his help. And it's really difficult because he's working so hard to do this project. Honestly, I know. And I tried to do some stuff on my own the other day. And then when I couldn't do any more by myself, I asked him for help. And he was just frustrated with me. And he doesn't always get frustrated with me. But, you know, like when he's in the middle of doing something he doesn't want. And then I try to ask him. And he gets, do we have to do it today? And I'm like, I guess we don't have to do it today. And then it gets pushed off. And I don't blame him. This is not a husband complaint. This is just how the story gets evolved. So I feel really bad asking, you know, for help. And it's just something that's not a priority. But it's just things that like I have to do. You know, I've never veggie prepped. I bet you my celery is getting all soggy because I never put it in foil. Do you guys keep your celery in aluminum foil? It keeps it so much fresher. It's weird. I don't know why. There is a reason. Again, there's science behind that. We have been really loving how everything's coming along. I'm loving this space. I'm loving maintaining this space. That's another thing. I am loving how the bedroom is like emptying out, so I could see we're just that much closer, that much closer, that much closer. Yesterday we had sort of like, I think one of the things we were talking about here, and maybe this was just the video that you guys are seeing today, Monday. But if you watch the video from Monday, the vlog from that was called Sunday Sit and Sip, that I actually filmed on Saturday before I moved the furniture, you'll see why it needed to go in order, because I was talking about wanting to do this furniture move. And you guys are going to see it after the fact, and you're going to be like, well, you already did that furniture move, which is, yeah. But one of the things I talked about, and I think it was in that vlog, it might have been not, but is when we communicate, when Jim and I communicate, if he's in a place where he's not having, like he calls it, my brain is everywhere and nowhere at the same time. And I was like, you know, what I need to say, like he got on me about his ADD, and he's like, well, when it's my ADD and it does this and does that, and you know, you send me this, you shared this TikTok with me that says that my brain works this way and you can't overwhelm me. And I said, I understand, but I also shared with you the TikTok that if I don't get it out when it's there, I don't know if it's going to be there again. And that's all. So I'm trying to be patient with you. Hopefully you'll be patient with me too. So we talked about it, but what I ended up having to say to him was, I'm trying to explain what my plan is for these things, because I could see that when, or even here, when I tell you I would like to try something, you're like, oh, that won't work. But I've already worked out all the solutions. So I immediately go to explain to you how it will work, but then you don't want to hear that because you don't need the details because they're overwhelming. So I said, I'll just give you a blanket statement like, but I need you to trust me that I've worked out the details and don't have to worry about any of the little things because I already have them taken care of. So that's what it was yesterday. Yesterday was a lot of like, his brain was just like everywhere and nowhere. And I had all these ideas that I had waited so long, I held in so long to tell him because of his brain being everywhere and nowhere. I was trying to be courteous to that. I'm trying to be understanding. And finally I was just like, pick out what I think I want to say. I pick out the main plot point. Normally when I talk to Jim, so let me give you a good example. Last night or yesterday, I was sitting in the bathroom and I was thinking about stuff, and my brain does go really, really quickly. be honest with you. I'm not trying to, it's not a brag, trust me. Sometimes it's very annoying. But my brain went to the room and the plans and what he wants to do next. And can we do that next? We can't do that next because that's in the way. And then this will be in the way. And then if we do that next, we have no place to put that. And like, this is what I'm doing. So I'm sitting in the bathroom and I'm like, oh, that might work. That might potentially work. And that'll be nice. And I think you will like that. And like, let's try that. And then it's like you sit on it for a few hours because, you know, his brain is everywhere and nowhere. But it's getting close to the end of the day. And if you don't say anything, you'll never talk about it. Because I don't know that I would remember today. You know, a lot of times I do. A lot of times I don't. So it is what it is. But so I just like had to communicate with him. And I was like, I think this will work. Can you help me try just a couple of things? It's not heavy, busy work or whatever. It's just to see if we need to do any adjustments. So he did, and we talked about it, and he seems really positive about it. And then I started to talk a little bit about details, and he was like, nope. I was like, okay, can you just trust that I have it worked out? And the reason I say that is because he stresses and blocks it. Like the stress of, okay, what's a perfect example? The day I asked him to pull up the carpet. So I had asked him to pull up the carpet in the closet. When we put the shelves in the guest room in the office closet, when we put the shelves in the craft room closet, I asked him before we put the shelves in to pull up the carpet to see what the subfloor looked like. That part of the house is the original part of the house. So I wasn't sure if it still had hardwoods, if they had replaced all the subfloors, what was under there. I have no idea because it's all carpeted. So I've been asking him for like, how long ago was that? February of 2018? 2019? 2018. Maybe. So I've been asking, and he was hesitant to do it because he had a mental block, like he was afraid to try something new. And sometimes we get that way. I'm like that too. But that fear sometimes can be paralyzing. So he hears something that I don't know if I can do that, and it'll worry him, and then it'll paralyze him, and he'll like block off. So I'm trying to tell him that to not worry about the details because I have them covered. Because I don't want. I'm sorry. Usually I go into details so that he can see that I have it worked out, so that he doesn't have to worry about it. But then I'm giving him too much detail, and it crowds up the brain. So it's like I have to learn. I've learned last night. This is why I'm sharing it tonight. Could you trust that I have it worked out, all the details? And I won't give them any of them to you now, and I'll give them to you when you need them, that kind of thing. So it was a good thing. It was a very good thing that we had that talk, and I had that realization. Because I do, you know, like so many things he'll just get like in his head about, oh, that won't work, and this won't go there, and that won't fit, and that, you know, what good is that going to do? And, you know, and then you're like, okay. Relax. Take a breath, take a step, hold on. That kind of thing. So I'm glad that we were able to plan it. Hopefully it'll work as well as I hoped. Or I hope, I should say. And I'm really looking forward to the next steps. So Jim wanted to just say like, all right, so the next step is to pull the guest room bed out and move our bed in there. And I was like, honestly, I'm only saying that that's not a possibility yet because you mentioned what you wanted to do with the guest room bed, and the place that you want to put the guest room bed isn't ready for the guest room bed yet. So that's why. And he's like, well, first I said, I don't know if that will work. And he's like, ah. Oh. And then I remembered, talk to him the way he needs to hear it. And I was like, well, I'm saying this because you said, you know, that you wanted to do this, and we can't do that right now. We have to do this first. And he's like, oh, you're right. Okay, I see it. But he's anxious. Lisa's coming in less than 2 weeks, and he wants to make sure that she's got some place to sleep, and that we're at least done with putting that in the guest room. And my bed isn't here yet. My bed hasn't even been picked up by UPS yet. I have the frame, which is taking up tons of room. But so I told Jim a couple of different options we have. So we are going to go back into the den today. That's our plan. And hopefully work on that area a little bit better. I am really excited for him to have a nice space. I'm excited for our room to be more functioning, healthier. I'm so looking forward to our room being healthier. I am just really excited about the next steps, you know. I'm excited to get the guest room touches done. So I never really talked to you about the guest room. I never really talked about the art and the decor in here either. But the guest room has a lot of art and decor on the walls, which we're going to downsize that too. We have some, like I have this great clock that I love, but I don't think my guests do. Most of my guests want the battery out of the clock because it ticks. But I love to sleep with a ticking clock. So not everybody hates the ticking clock, but so far there's been a few people that hate the ticking clock. So there's just like some things. I think I'm take the ticking clock down and just put it from, you know, find someplace else to do with it or something else to do with it or someplace else to put it is what I meant to say. Or sell it. I'm not sure. Like, it's a nice clock and I don't know what I want to do with it, but I just think like whatever it is, it's probably going to come down. Just some decor pieces, and I have to do a craft project in there. And then we realized that if we put the king size bed in there, then we're going to have to move the green chair, which is disappointing because I really enjoyed having that green chair in there for people to just sit, put their shoes on and whatever. But I think the room is just a tiny bit too small for that. And it's definitely going to be too small for it to be in there with the king size bed. So we will see. We will see. We'll get everything in and moved out and moved in and cleaned up. And Jim's like, we're pulling up the carpet in here. I'm like, first of all, no. Because not that many people sleep in here and there's not that much dirt and dust. I said, but secondly, we don't have the money right now to replace that floor. The only reason we're able to do our bedroom floor is because when they did the kitchen, they had left over so many boxes of tile. Or floorboard, I guess it is, really. But, yeah. Oh, you guys. Just telling you. It is, it's kind of like gloomy today, and I don't know, am I looking gloomy? Because I'm kind of like starting to feel a little gloomy. A little gloomy. My birds aren't coming out in the gloom. I had a couple, but they were gone soon after. Anyhow, I talked about the rooms, talked about my health, talked about food. Oh, one of the things I mentioned in the vlog yesterday that, well, there was Saturday and Sunday, and is that how I felt like I'm afraid that Jim is going to lose his momentum when it comes to doing my actual space. And after talking to him yesterday, he's pretty on board with not. I kind of am like, you know, I just was having these fears, and he's like, no, because I really wanted you to go back to work and be able to craft again, and we have all this stuff. And I want you to be able to do X, Y, and Z. And I was like, okay, are you sure? Because I'm kind of feeling like that. And he's like, no, absolutely, absolutely not. So I'm grateful. I'm grateful that he reassured me that that won't be a problem. That it's going to be good. So I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm a happy girl. Happy girl. I'm a happy girl. Where the purge and cleaning, or the purge and rearranging of things is going to happen in the kitchen last. Mostly because, like, if we give away kitchen items, they're kind of bigger than like things that we've been giving away other than the air purifier. Not giving away, but for the garage sale or whatever we're doing. That we won't really have any place to put them until we're done with the other spaces. So that's what's happening. Sorry. I got fritchy noses. We're on the lookout for a couple of lamps. I've shown Jimmy. Jimmy wants some, or I suggested Jimmy have some desk lamps on his table. And I sent him a couple of different styles. So we've been looking on Amazon and Walmart. And then I told him yesterday, because he ran to the Dollar General to get Mom some soda. And I was like, oh, I should have told you to look at lamps. Because they have a nice variety of really inexpensive lamps. Nothing probably like I've been looking at on Amazon and Walmart, but definitely maybe something he can find inspiration in. But then I realized that the big Dollar General on 63 has got that big home section. It'll have it has a much bigger variety of lamps. The other Dollar Generals just have like a small amount, so. He said maybe Wednesday on our day off, maybe we'll go out and just putz around and see, depending on how far we get in the 2 rooms. Just putz around and see how it is. So I am really grateful that I'm encouraging a lot of you. I hear from you in the comments that you put so much consideration in me for inspiration, which I am humbled by, truly am humbled by. But I'm so grateful that I can do anything to be part of making your lives happier or better or brighter, even for a moment. It really does make me feel like doing, God's work. I feel like I used to say that about when I worked at AHRC. So I know I got paid for it, so it was work, it wasn't volunteer, but I always felt like I was doing God's work to care for the least of these type of thing. And I do miss it. I miss the individuals. I miss the way they make me feel about myself. The encouragement I get on a regular basis. I miss talking to them. I miss teaching them. I like teaching you guys stuff, but I miss teaching them, Yeah. Anyhow, not getting emotional. Anyhow, I love you guys. I really truly do. Today is just, our chat today has been one of those like calming, relaxing chats. I feel like I've tried to give you enough pauses for you to have conversation back with me. And hopefully you enjoyed that. I have a fancy bobby pin. Can you see the fancy bobby pin? Sometimes you just gotta throw your hair up and just be like, whatever. Whatever. It is what it is. I don't know. I don't remember what else I'm gonna say. I've been thinking a lot about my family. I've been really thinking a lot about my family lately. My friends as well, but I've been really thinking about my family. It got me in my feels. My cousin's getting married in July, and I was gonna go, but then my knee went south for the winter, and it's such a long drive. I didn't want to commit to going without knowing that I could. And I said the worst case scenario is if I feel like good enough to go, and there's like no room for me to actually go, then I could just go and visit, like, because my aunt's coming in from California, both of them. Well, actually, one's in Washington now, but my aunts are coming in from the West Coast, and my sister's coming in from Vegas. It would just be nice to be together for celebration. But we'll see. I'm trying. I am trying. I am trying. If not, I mentioned that might go to Texas with Lisa. She can drive. She's going to come visit. And she can drive if I can get in and out of her car. That's another thing. Got to figure out how to get in and out of the Prius with a bum leg. There's just a lot, you know? It's a lot of decision making. There's a lot going on. I just don't know. Anyhow, I digress. I pause a lot. Hopefully you guys got some, like I said, got some words in edgewise during the pauses. I am really looking forward to today and what today brings. I don't know how my leg is going to feel once I stand up again. But right now I'm in a comfortable resting position. It's in a comfortable resting position. You know, sometimes I have to so not just lay it, but I have to hang my foot off or put the pillow a certain way under my knee, or like right now I have the blanket off my toes. Because sometimes when my blanket's over my toes, it kind of compresses. But then sometimes when the blanket's off my toes, it actually lays the blanket on my knee, which gives a little bit of pressure, which is nice. It's weird, I know. I'm weird. I'm weird, I know. This is not news. Okay, early birds. I'm going to take this sip. And then we're going to say, as always, hey, if you haven't yet, you can subscribe to this channel. And when you do, you click the bell, and then they'll let you know whenever I upload a video. Because this channel doesn't have a regular schedule. Actually, the main channel doesn't have a regular schedule either. But this channel has never had a regular schedule. But when you do, you know, you can do all of them. And if you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments below. And you could share anybody who just wants to, have a friend to sit down and drink coffee with, who just likes to talk, to hear themselves talk. Just kidding. And if you have any, continue the conversation down in the comments as well if you want, okay? I love you guys. And as always, you take care. God bless. I'll see you next time.